everyone, ciao a tutti, bentornati sul mio canale oppure benvenuti. Vivevo in Italia e ho adottato un cane molto speciale, si chiama Kiro. Quindi recentemente mio marito e io ci siamo trasferiti. So we needed to get Kiro from Europe to North America, ma non preoccuparvi, parliamo ancora in italiano con Kiro. Tu stai qua, ok? Ma torniamo tra 30 minuti, ok?
Ciao.
Ciao amore. In this video, I'm gonna let you know how we moved Kiro across the ocean and also some options if you're looking to internationally relocate your animal. Shout out to my Patreon community, the Quirky Club. They are the reason that I'm doing videos like this and sharing this information publicly and widely. They support my work, and I hope that you'll consider joining for really great perks and exclusive content. First, la mia storia con Kiro. Shortly after moving to Puglia, I started volunteering at the local dog shelter and in short order fell in love with Kiro. My heart melts. Connor and I adopted him. He's the best, most loving, fun, docile 2-year-old dog you ever did see. He became a part of the family. Now, at this time, Connor and I didn't know how long we were staying in Italy, but we loved it there, and so we thought we'd stay for quite a while. Then a whole bunch of life happened. You can see more about that in this video. And we're relocating to Toronto, Canada, which has one of the largest Italian populations outside of Italy. Sono emozionata. But this meant moving Kiro across the Atlantic Ocean. Here are some tips for how to start. Numero uno, take the size of your dog into consideration. For context, Kiro's no Chihuahua. I mean, he's a big dog. The dog shelter called him taglia media, medium-sized, but by every travel standard, he's considered a large dog. This is an entirely different situation than traveling with small dogs. A couple of my best friends, Jake and Tom, have a teeny tiny Yorkie named Lucy, and they work for the US Foreign Service, so they've lived all over the place, China, South Africa, and she can be brought on board with them and stay in the cabin with them as hand baggage. She just has to have an airline approved carrier, and it's really that simple. It's an extra, $100 or something like that. That is not a possibility with a dog the size of Kiro. Numero due. One of the initial things you'll have to get is a pet passport. I got this European Union pet passport for Kiro shortly after we got him because I knew even if it was just like a road trip to France or Germany, I knew that we would want to take Kiro with us. So I wasted no time in getting him all set up with that pet passport, which ended up being a big time saver. To get that, I contacted the local health unit in Italy. This is ASL, A-S-L, Azienda Sanitaria Locale. This pet passport is proving that he had, certain vaccinations, that he'd passed certain tests, because it is different depending on which country you're going from and what country you're going to. Numero 3. Allora, initially, Connor and I were actually looking at a cruise liner to get ourselves and Kiro back to North America. The Queen Mary 2 goes from the UK to New York City. It seemed like a great situation, really largely for Kiro. It's about a week-long cruise, and this cruise ship specifically has like a kennel. You can visit them every single day, but then they have handlers there to make sure that he is well taken care of throughout the duration of the cruise. Turns out we weren't the only pet owners who thought this was a great idea though, because it books out far in advance, like 6 to 9 months in advance. And at the end of the day, that was just not the timeline that we were working with. So we were left to look at flights, which brings up numero 4. Know the airline policies when it comes to handling pets. I asked those same foreign service friends about best airlines for pet travel, since I knew that quite a few of their colleagues had larger dogs that they needed to travel from place to place with, who is in many cases larger than Lucy. So from them, I got the info that really the best and most safe and considerate airline for pet travel is Lufthansa, the German airline, also United Airlines, I think Air Canada was another, and also Swiss Air. I know that there are also some forums online that you can Google and look into, so by all means look into other options yourself. But from my understanding, Lufthansa is really the gold standard. Cinque. For travel from Italy to the USA and vice versa, I found this website that was really helpful. So again, Google and look for your specific destination and start country to determine some of these logistical questions. Numero 6. So COVID has changed things a lot. And hopefully you're watching this video somewhere down the line when COVID isn't quite so ever present. But in the meantime, just know that it is constantly changing things. What happened?
I think he split his nail.
Oh my gosh, sorry. We just had a situation with Kiro's toenail. It was split.
A little bit of blood.
And take him to the vet. Anyway, we're back a little later in the day, but anything for our dog. Kiro, you good? You're good, right, Kiro? You know what I think it was? I think Kiro was like, why aren't I in this video that's like all about me? She's like, yes, you're in it. Oh, let's come up and say hi. Oh, let's come up and say hi. So let's continue, because getting him here in the first place was also an adventure. So you will need an airline approved crate, and for sizing, that depends on the measurements of your dog. So I looked into my options with Rome to Detroit with United Airlines. However, I learned that due to COVID, they had indefinitely suspended their pet-safe pet travel program. It turns out this same thing was the case with Swiss Air. Anyway, Lufthansa it was. The crate size Kiro needed was literally like 2 centimeters larger than the Lufthansa maximum oversized baggage allowance. So it seemed like our only option to have Kiro join us kind of sooner than later would be to use a pet relocation agency. We needed help. I looked into the options and ended up going with an agency that came highly recommended from a friend of ours, Pet Relocation. So their rate actually adjusted based on what we needed them to do. They were able to go to Puglia, pick him up from Mirna, the fantastic dog sitter that had been watching Kiro while we'd been apart.
Ciao, Katie. Your Kiro is about to depart. I spent the last 2 months with this beautiful dog. He's such a good boy.
And no surprise that she totally fell in love with Kiro too.
Sei pronto per partire, Kiro? Ma io non sono pronta per lasciarti andare. Kiro is about to depart. He's gonna travel with this massive truck.
Pet Relocation had a partner in Italy who was able to drive him from Puglia to Rome.
Ciao, Kiro! Ciao! Fai buon viaggio, Kiro!
Get him to a certified vet who could do his final health check, and then get him all checked in for his flight. And it all went so smoothly until things are not going as planned. We learn that Lufthansa has just, late last night, put an embargo on all pet travel out of Italy. I'm doing a bit of scrambling and freaking out, but really this agency, this pet relocation agency that we've hired is the one doing the scrambling and really trying to figure out plan Bs. Excellent news! Kiro has been booked on a flight next week. In that week in between, he stayed with Francesco, the guy who picked him up in Puglia. Francesco took excellent care of him. I got daily videos and photos, which made me endlessly happy to just see that he was doing so well. He had grass to romp around on. He and Francesco totally bonded. You know, they were like cuddling in bed together and stuff like that, which, you know, Kiro got a little spoiled because we don't let him up on the bed. So we're like, yeah, enjoy it while it lasts, buddy.
It's, Kiro has just flown from Rome to Frankfurt. Here in the Midwest, I'm about to drive up to Detroit to meet Connor, so we'll be ready to welcome Kiro tomorrow. Meanwhile, Mom and I are here without Connor, without my dad, and we gotta clear this.
There's a layer of ice under this.
Look at that handiwork. Good job, Mom. It's all for you, Kiro.
He just landed in Frankfurt, Germany. Got a picture of him at the Frankfurt Animal Lounge. He seems pretty happy as a dog can be, mid traveling countries. Made it to Detroit, and look who I'm with.
Ciao ragazzi.
So we are reunited at long last, and our whole family is about to be reunited. Kiro has landed. It's official, but it takes a while to get through customs. We've been told. We've had a little time to kill, so we got some Detroit style pizza, which is amazing. It's like deep dish, but not as deep dish as Chicago. Super crunchy, crusty exterior. So there's a perk. I can't even believe actually that we're about to be reunited with Kiro.
It's been a long time coming.
And it's like been on my mind so consistently. Let's go get him. After customs, he was taken to a nearby kennel to go pee and all that good stuff. In fact, when we pulled up, he had literally just arrived and indeed was peeing. Let's go.
He's peeing right now.
I see him. That's him peeing. Such a good dog.
Wow, he's really peeing.
That's a real long pee. I think he like hasn't peed since Frankfurt. Kiro just took the longest pee I've ever seen any dog take. That was probably almost a minute, a full minute. I had braced myself for a Kiro who was traumatized and freaked out and sad from all this travel. And it wasn't that way at all. I mean, I was even wondering if he would remember us. It'd been a couple months, and he greeted us with immediate recognition, tail wagging, the biggest doggy smile, and it just made my heart burst. The family was together again. La familia era di nuovo insieme. And we've enjoyed every single day with him since. Mwah! Don't forget to keep it quirky. Thanks as always for watching. Ciao, 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 ciao. All right, he's gonna get comfortable. We got Kiro. He's here. Get it.
I'm a little scared of the washing machine.
Yeah. Good boy. Good boy. Did you catch that? You caught that. It's a good boy.